Stepping into the chaotic lifestyle of a hotel owner, satisfying customer needs and expectations, and earning $250,000 were just some of the things I was able to accomplish in Hotel Architect. In their recent alpha playtest they had in January of 2025, I played for 50 days to see if I had what it takes to become a hotelier. With 250,000 to my name, Imatel 2.0 was born. As soon as I arrived at the location, I began imagining the possible designs for my hotel. And as soon as I imagined one, I put it on a blueprint. Once I had my initial foundation up, I then designed my hotel lobby. I also thought of making a staff room right behind the hotel reception and even color-coded my doors. Black doors are for employees, blue doors are for bathrooms and laundry rooms, and white doors are for residential rooms. The room on the left will be a laundry room, and the room in the very middle is going to be the common bathroom. And once I was happy with the blueprint, I called in the construction workers to set everything in place. I've also put windows in the front of my hotel for added aesthetics. While the first floor was being built, I blueprinted the second floor. During the playtest, only two guests were expected to check in the hotels, the backpackers and the sporty guests. And so I made two types of rooms, the 2x3 room for the backpackers, and a 4x3 room with an attached 3-1 bathroom for the sporty guests. And this would extend towards the whole second floor. I added in the flooring for the first and second floors until the end of day 1. On the morning of day 2, I placed the zoning for the different rooms on the first floor and the second floor. For the rest of the day, I waited for the construction team to finish all that I have blueprinted for them. Once there were existing walls, wallpaper was the next thing I did, starting with the first floor. And then the second floor. I also added in the furniture for the residential rooms on that day. I had no more creative juice left, so all rooms were pretty much identical to one another. I decided as well to turn the first room into two more 2x3 rooms. I know a 4x3 room can still be used by backpackers, but then I thought to myself that I can earn 2 times more than if I just had one room for a backpacker. I then filled in the different rooms on the first floor with the respective furniture. I was down on my last 4,000 and I still have no restaurant to feed my guests and a gym to satisfy my guests' recreational wants and needs. And so I did what any other businessman would do, to take out a loan, I think. And now that I had money, it was time to build the other half of my hotel. Like I said, the other half would house the restaurant, the kitchen, the gym, and a workshop. Now that all the residential rooms were built and properly fitted with their respective furniture requirements, I then employed a couple of cleaners to lay in the linens and clean rooms and common areas. I hired the third one by accident, so I had to fire her. Or did I? I made a couple of renovations to my hotel today, like expanding the staff room and deconstructing the wall here, so I could place a dumpster. The rest of day 6 was dedicated to placing in the furniture for the different room types on the first floor, as well as hiring chefs, waiters, and maintenance crew. By the afternoon of day 7, I was ready to start my operations, and so I hired my first receptionist. I didn't even realize this the first time, but the sheet shelf only had a supply of 8, and since my rooms totaled to 13, I needed one more to be able to put linen on the beds in the residential rooms. The queuing for the guests checking in was starting to get out of hand, and so I hired my second receptionist to remedy that. I had my first critic check in on day 8. Hello Daniel Harsh, and welcome to Imatel. I hope you enjoy your stay. If it weren't for these critics, I wouldn't have known that some things were just not working properly. Oh no. I'll feel that in the reviews tomorrow. Somehow I knew to myself that it had to do something about the supply of things within the restaurant. Look at this man. This boy tried to be cheeky and check the other toilet after using the first one. Luckily, both were clean that day. This time around, Daniel was able to eat and have his dinner in my restaurant. Both queuing and serving time were on my side of things. I haven't made any changes to it, so it was just pure luck and timing, I guess. I also noticed my maintenance crew stuck on the flower pots I added, and I'm just realizing now how plants should not be inside at all. So I got rid of them, eventually. After Daniel had his breakfast, he checked out and gave me his rating. 2 stars out of 5. Not bad. Staff experience? What did he mean by that? Anywho, all I know is that I need to fix my restaurant as my queuing and serving time were purely based on luck. Not very efficient. I've also expanded on the laundry room because the washer and dryer only had space for 3 towels at a time, and if I had 13 visitors, I simply just needed more machinery to keep up with the work needed. Oh yeah, do not waste any of your time. If I'm not doing anything grand on a single day, I'll fast forward to the next critic visit because from here on out, everything was just repetitive. Day 12, and we have another visit from a critic. Oh, Daniel, back so soon? Cleanliness in the washroom needs a lot of improvement from what I can see, and to be honest, I forgot when I changed things here, so I'll just talk about it when I get there. All I can say is adding the towel shelves in the bathroom, and instead of just in the laundry room, was a good decision. This time around, Daniel skipped out on breakfast and left, giving me a 3-star review. Again, still don't know what he meant by staff experience. Never bothered researching on it. But if another hotelier out there knows what it means, then please feel free to let me know below in the comments. Today was one of my few renovations to my hotel. I thought of expanding my bathroom since I have a lot of guests visiting it lately. And for that to happen, I first needed to make the gym smaller. Once I got some of the gym equipment and furniture out of the way, I then made a wall to enclose my workshop. After I transferred my old workshop to its new place, I then expanded on the washroom, which would now cater to more guests, and added in another towel shelf and these laundry baskets, which helped a lot with those towels on the floor yesterday. Day 16 and another critic arrives. Marianne de Assessor. Huh, must be French. Unlike Daniel, who always tried the restaurant after checking in, Marianne went straight to the gym. You go girl, sweat it out! Yeah, okay. I really need to do something about that queue in the restaurant. I'm just very fortunate to have been able to serve Marianne dinner tonight despite the long line. And the laundry baskets are already taking effect. And as soon as she checked out the following day, another 3-star review, despite getting 0% in this category I forgot the name of, which is very unlucky because for some reason I have no access to it. Maybe the playtest only allows up to a certain point of expansion? Well, either that or I'm doing something wrong. For 3 critic reviews now, the restaurant has always had a problem with seating capacity and kitchen efficiency. Now, it's time to take care of that problem. And to be able to fix that, I had to delete my staff room, washroom, restaurant, and kitchen. This is probably one of the major renovations I've made with my floor plan so far. So I have no idea how I'll pull this through. All I know is that my construction team needs to haul ass fast. One of my observations so far is that my staff rarely use the staff room. Not sure if it's because of some updates they did to the game or I just chose good employees, but I figured I could make the staff room not too grand, just enough to fit a couple of sofas, a locker, coffee maker, and a water dispenser. Even the new washroom was way too big in my opinion, but it will be fine for now. Let's face it, as logical as it looks, having spaces between the tables are not effective. Plus, the guests only ever use one side of the table, so with this design, I get to fit 9 tables instead of 6. I also changed the entire look of the kitchen here, making it fit for 2 chefs to cook the dishes, and in hopes of decreasing the serving time problem. And by the early hours of the following day, renovations were finally finished, and this is what I had so far. For another day, another critic. Welcome back, Marianne. Ready to hit the gym as always, I see. A gumball machine, you say? Okay, bet. Oh, I'm sorry, but the only pool table you'll be seeing is in your dreams. Maybe in the next update, Marianne. The line at the restaurant felt reasonable, to say the least, but an improvement compared to the previous one. There was still a problem with the serving time, however, as I barely got to serve Marianne's dinner on time. She hit the hay right after, and I hired another chef. Bro, what are you doing? You're lucky you still have a job here. Hopefully I didn't piss her off because she's about to leave her review. Bye, Miss Marianne. See you again soon. I hope. And with that, she gave me a 3 stars. Not as high as the 3 stars last review, but 3 stars nonetheless. I'll take it. Another day, another critic. And this time, literally. Welcome, Miss Alexa Polizer? What? I get the harsh and the assessor joke. What does this mean? Oh, a golf simulator, you say? You can use one in the Dreamland tonight.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And just like the other critics that have visited Imatel, Alexa worked out at the gym, ate at the restaurant, and visited the toilet for probably a third of the day. And then the following morning, she checked out and gave me a 399.3-star review.
Nice.
I'm starting to feel like this is the max points and stars one can get in this playtest. I may have done one last renovation to the hotel by adding these attractive high-scoring statues by the front door, and another one here in the corner as well as adding more machines to play on by the guests. Okay, maybe I decided to keep the plants instead of the statues. I did put one in the corner near the gym though. I've also tried to hit the max payments guests can pay for their accommodation by adding in decors in the room. Each backpacker room would now give me an additional $100 per room, totaling about $1,200 per room. And since I have 11 of them, that's a total of $13,200 per night. And adding in the 2 rooms for the sporty guests, that's nearly a total of $20,000 per night. And I still have the half of the second floor and the whole of the third floor to expand towards to. I don't know what came to me, but I delayed the arrival of the critic because I decided to add more rooms today. And so, I got to blueprinting. The other half of the second floor will now cater more of the sporty guests than backpackers. I've also provided the whole second floor with their very own laundry room and washroom, so that some of the guests will not have to go all the way down to the first floor for a washroom visit. I watched the construction team finish all floors and walls until about late in the afternoon. And by day 30, I have added in 4 sporty rooms and 2 backpacker rooms, totaling my revenue from accommodations to nearly $35,000 a night. Despite the negative number you see on the screen, I will get out of loss and out of debt. Just you wait. I got a new critic on day 31, Fabian Michelin. And again, nothing new about the routine or anything special, so I'll go ahead and proceed with his final review for my hotel. Another 399.3-star review. And this review became the new standard as I got the same results from the next 4 critic reviews on days 36, 40, 44, and 48. I never got to show this before, but I finally got to pay off my debt on day 41, and anything I made thereafter was mine. I never got to expand to the 3rd floor, but that's alright. Something to look forward to, I guess. As the day passes by, I'd like to leave some feedback, and maybe some of you guys who watch all the way up to this point can also use the comment section below to reach out to the developers of the game. My main takeaway, personally, I've never got the experience playing anything like this. By far, the closest Tycoon games I've played are Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and Theme Hospital. So, nothing hotel related. But in those games, there was always something to do right after you build something. For the theme park games, you could become an employee yourself, taming dinosaurs, taking care of your animals, or even as simple as cleaning up trash in your park. Getting down to the level of guests' perspective and enjoying the theme park you've built yourself. You can even ride your own masterpiece coasters that take you ages to build. And while not the same can be said for Theme Hospital, there is the occasional minigame of killing rodents in your hospital lobby. I guess what I'm trying to say here is to add a little extra sprinkling to the cake. It would be better if you could somehow maybe take control of an employee, or maybe even a guest, and have mini games added to the game. Say you want to be a chef, a mini cooking game, or a cleaner, a mini cleaning game of some sort. Or if you want to control a guest and you go to the gym, play pool or golf, then another set of mini games for those. Or maybe even having a challenge to complete occasionally, like maybe having 5 guests check out satisfied, or else minus 10% on ratings. Something like that. But that's just my opinion, and to each their own. And a minor suggestion, the dining tables in the restaurant should get a 1-seat table variation. In all my playthrough, I've never seen any of my guests share a table with another guest. You're sacrificing a cutlery for no one to use. Unless that is the challenge, then okay, never mind. Moving on. If any of the developers or publishers are watching, I love your game, no doubt about it. But I feel like it just gets too repetitive, especially when you finish building the hotel of your dreams. I know it's too early to talk because it's just way too early in the alpha as well, but maybe add things in the next playtest, like if we got new challenges, new guests, new locations in the next playtest. I don't know. Food for thought. Anyways, I hope I was able to entertain you guys as I became a hotelier for 50 days in Hotel Architect. A like or comment would be much appreciated. And if you really did enjoy it, I usually play 100 days of a game. So if you're into that, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel, as that really helps me out a lot. Anyways, that is it for me for today. I'm Imatiro, and I'll see you guys on the next video.